Hello friends, I Pallavi Raut from Viva Institute of Technology would like to share a topic with you. The topic for today is project termination. Interesting yet important. So let's take a look at what exactly is project termination, its types and how it is carried out. So let's begin. Termination. This word is quite familiar to us and it means to close, to end, or to conclude. So, when do we need to terminate a project? Technically, it can be done at a stage where it is ceased, slowed, or at a point where no progress can be done. So, here we have four different ways to close out a project, and they are extension, addition, integration, and starvation. We will see them one by one. The first type is termination by extension. So, what does the word extension mean? That is to vanish or disappear completely. The point here is in what case the project can be or could be extended. 1. Either it is successful and achieved its goals, or either it is stopped because it's unsuccessful or superseded. Here are a few examples for the same. 1. That is successful projects. It can be either a launch of a new software, inauguration of a new vehicle, or constructing a new school or any other building. Whereas examples for unsuccessful projects are a drug manufacturer failing in efficiency test, a project going over budget, or we can say that it is not cost effective, or a disposal site failed to meet its environmental standards. So let's move to the next type. Here we have termination by addition. This is very simple to understand. Here the project is made more or less external, but full-fledged addition to the parent organization. This can be well understood with this simple example. If a new department of a university is built as an extension of existing university facilities to operate with substantial independence from other segment of the institution. Okay, we can take a real life example. Like here in our college, we are having department of MCA or say pharmacy college. These are under same parent organization yet working independently. I hope you understood the termination by addition. Okay, now moving to the next. Termination by integration. What does integration mean? It means to combine things. Consider the previous example of termination by addition, where an upcoming department was built as an extension of existing one and yet operate independently. Exactly taking a look at the entire picture, we can conclude that the university as a whole is integrated with many departments. Hence, it is said that the output of the project becomes part and parcel of the parent. It is seen as a one single unit in itself. Hence, we can call it as it's a termination by integration. Now let's move to the next and the last type. Next is termination by starvation. It's very easy to understand this one. If something that starves to death means it didn't receive the basic needs required to sustain. Simple. These needs for a project can vary from financial, human, or material resources. One interesting term is coined here, which is called as projecticide. Sounds like suicide, right? This means termination of a particular project without any prior warning. Okay, so now till here we have finished with four important types of terminations. Okay, but here we have one more type. Let's see which is it. So the fifth type, or the type which was not included in the previous list, is termination by suspension. We will see here why or why not it is included in the four main types. As the word suspension indicates to delay or to postpone something. So there's a possibility of that project might be carried out later in future. Okay? Example, a pharmaceutical product which will be obtained from further projects have to be kept on hold till the key ingredient is available. Hence, this is what a termination by suspension means. Now, let's move to the next slide. When to terminate the project? We really need to understand this. So here, as we can see, we have few questions which can be asked before termination. Let's see them one by one. First, does the project avoid or prevent any technical updates? If it does, it's always good to terminate the project. Is the output still cost effective? If it is not cost effective, we can obviously terminate the project. Can it be integrated or added to the parent project? We just have to decide if that is the most best possible option. We can go for it. Next question is, any better alternatives are available? These alternatives can be of any type. It can be considering money, or it can be considering the time or people, that is the human resources. Next question is, did any change in the environment alter the need for the project output? Okay, so this is also a very relevant question considering the environment. If it can alter the output, then we can decide whether to keep the project, whether to make any changes, or whether to terminate it. Okay, so these are the simple 5 questions to understand when to terminate the project. Is this the right time to terminate project? Okay, so let's move to the. So, are those 5 questions enough to understand when to terminate the project? Obviously no, because there can be few more reasons for failure of any project. Let's see them, what the reasons can be. 1. Improper project organization. 2. Management might not be supportive. 3. A wrong person in a wrong position. Example, selecting a wrong project manager. Or 4th, overall the plan is not good enough to be carried out. All these can be a reason to initiate the real problems. So we have to take a check on these points also, because these are the main triggers to initiate the problem. Let's move to the next slide, which is termination process. Termination process. Here in termination process, we have 2 parts: to decide to terminate the project or not to terminate the project. Second important part. If it is decided to terminate, then a specific process needs to be carried out. We will see how it is done in next few minutes. But for now, special termination managers are called to shut down a project. These termination managers perform few primary duties. We will see what are those in the next slide. The duties of the termination manager are listed as 9 tasks. From these 9 tasks, if we see the first 4 tasks, these are in case of successful project. If we see the next 3 tasks, that is 5, 6 and 7, these belong to both successful and unsuccessful project. And the last 2 tasks, that is the 8th and 9th, are more inclined towards the successful project. We'll take a look one by one. 1. Ensure if the work is complete. Each one should complete their task. Second, formally tell client that the project is done and take care of its delivery. Third, all documents are properly completed. Fourth, billing and invoices should be taken care of. Okay, So these 4 points are belonging to a successful project. Next, fifth point, redistribute all the resources to appropriate places. It includes all type of resources, personnel, material, equipment, etc. Sixth point, legal things should be cleared up. Seventh, determine what records to keep. You cannot clutter everything with all sorts of records, so you have to segregate them and you have to keep only those are required. Eighth, post delivery support is to be planned and managed. This happens in the successful project. You have already delivered a project and now you have to make sure that you maintain the project. So to maintain or provide a support to that project, you have to plan it and act accordingly. Ninth, last one is to supervise the closing of project books. All the documents should be closed properly. Now let's see the final report, also known as a project history. So what all should it contain? 1. A serial written record of entire project's life, including what's right and what's wrong. Okay? That is like what mistakes you made and you have got to learn from those mistakes. Second, it should contain the master plan, audits, and all sorts of evaluations. Next, content is or should be more valuable than anything in the report. The quality of the content matters. It should include everything, right? All the required details should be there. Next, added to this, few important things that should be mentioned in the report are project performances, administrative performances, and organization structure. So here we end our topic. Hope all points are clear and precise. Thank you everyone for watching this video.